An active serial killer was caught in eastern Kentucky, leaving 3 mothers dead, hidden cameras in homes, and police desperate for help to find more victims. This is the chilling story of Brian Epperson, a 44-year-old handyman whose dark secrets are unraveling. In May 2025, Kristen Morris, a 32-year-old mother, was found dead in an Airbnb in Stanton, Kentucky. The cause? A methamphetamine overdose with 57,000 nanograms per milliliter in her blood, 360 times a lethal dose. Brian, a handyman at Kristen's place, rented the Airbnb. Police found meth-filled capsules at the scene, and Brian admitted buying the drug in Lexington and packing those capsules. He claimed he didn't know Kristen was dead, but his story fell apart. Friends say Kristen fell for Brian, then learned he had a girlfriend of 5 years. She told a friend she felt watched, even videoed, and was scared. Brian was arrested for meth possession with murder charges soon added. Less than a month later, on June 27th, Rachel Dawson, a 29-year-old mother, vanished after a walk in Irving, Kentucky. Her stepson alerted her boyfriend, Caleb, who couldn't reach her. Rachel's sister tracked her phone to a Red Roof Inn in Winchester, where police found her dead in a room rented by none other than Brian. And guess what? It was another meth overdose with 14,000 nanograms per milliliter. Capsules were found lodged in her throat, packed with an amount no one could have taken themselves, matching those at Kristen's scene as well. Caleb was heartbroken and insists Rachel never used drugs and is fighting for justice through news outlets, keeping this case in the spotlight. But it didn't just stop there, because investigators linked Brian to a third death, that of Hilary Davis, a 42-year-old mother who was found dead in a Lexington Super 8 hotel in November 2024. Her toxicology showed 72,000 nanograms of meth, 360 times a lethal dose. Hilary, sober for 3 years, met Brian on a dating app and dated him for months. Her death was initially ruled an accident, but police reopened the case after linking the room to, guess who? Brian. And like he couldn't get any more guilty, his phone showed searches about overdose deaths after each woman died, casting doubt of his feigned grief over his girlfriend. Now there were 3 mothers, 3 overdoses, all in rooms he rented. Brian's handyman job gave him access to countless homes, which he exploited in the worst way possible. Police found a hidden camera disguised as a clock in his ex-girlfriend's bedroom, recording her without her consent. Another woman who hired Brian to fix her stove saw his Amazon order screenshot, revealing hidden cameras, including one disguised as a wall outlet. The victims of Brian Epperson Facebook page with 1,500 followers, and shout out to them because that's where I got most of my information from, warns anyone who let him into their home to check for cameras, because he may have targeted countless others across Kentucky. Brian's criminal history includes a 2011 manslaughter conviction for killing 66-year-old Donald Tharp in a DUI crash in Clark County. And now he's in Clark County Detention Center charged with Kristen's murder, meth possession, and video voyeurism. Brian has pleaded not guilty, but the evidence, like matching capsules, his presence at each scene, and those phone searches, is overwhelming. Police are now pleading for information, warning this serial killer may have more victims, especially among those who hired him for home repairs. They urge people in eastern and central Kentucky to check for hidden devices in their homes. No other cases since 2018 are directly tied to Brian, but his ability to disguise murders as overdoses for years suggests more victims. Powell County, where Kristen died, and nearby Letcher County, where meth use is rampant, together saw dozens of meth-related deaths in 2024. Brian's pattern, women in rented spaces with extreme meth levels, could hide up to 5 undetected murders in these counties, mistaken for accidental overdoses. His handyman role and meth supply from Lexington let him blend into drug-plagued areas, evading suspicion. So how many of these overdose deaths were actually Brian in disguise? One haunting possibility involves the unsolved murder of 40-year-old Patricia Mae Trish Roberts Deathridge in Letcher County, which is 50 miles from Powell County. Trish was found shot dead in August 2023, tangled in vines near her home on Bald Mountain Road, with a small amount of methamphetamine in her system and pain medication missing from her home. Her mother, 58-year-old Angela Jeanette Roberts, was searching for Tricia's killer, posting flyers and seeking answers when she was shot dead in March 2024 in the parking lot of Dinah Blair Cemetery. A suspect, Mark Wiles, was arrested in May 2025 for Angela's murder, but Tricia's case remains unsolved. Tricia's age and meth use align with Brian's victim profile, and his handyman work could have brought him to Letcher County, possibly hired by Trish or her circle. The missing pain medication and open front door at Tricia's home suggests drug-related foul play, though the gunshot differs from Brian's meth overdose method. If hidden cameras are found in their home, however, or Brian had connections in Letcher County, it could point to his involvement in Tricia's death. The murder of a mother and daughter in a county plagued by drug issues feels too sinister to rule out a predator like Brian, despite Miles' arrest for Angela's killing. So this case to me is pure nightmare fuel. I'm horrified thinking about Brian, a serial killer, using his handyman role to prey on women, allegedly torturing 3 mothers with meth overdoses. I mean, these weren't just overdoses, they were sadistic. Meth at levels like 72,000 nanograms per milliliters triggers agonizing convulsions, burning fevers, heart failure, and sheer terror, often while victims are fully conscious, trapped in their own bodies, gasping for air. Capsules in Rachel's throat suggest she was forced to endure this torture, choking and helpless as her body shut down. It's like something crafted to maximize the suffering, a slow and excruciating death. Those hidden cameras, disguised as clocks or outlets, showed he violated trust for years, maybe in every home he entered, watching people in their most private moments. The Deathridge Roberts murders, with Tricia's meth connection and proximity to Brian's turf, make me wonder if his crimes stretch further, even if the gunshot method doesn't quite fit. And Caleb's fight for Rachel is inspiring, shining a light on this horror and demanding justice. So I'm convinced Brian has more victims. Those cameras could still be out there recording. He needs to be locked away for good to stop this nightmare. We trust the people we let into our homes, but monsters like Brian remind us how dangerous that trust can be. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and comment because I read everyone despite my therapist's advice. Bye guys, love you.